want to talk about when you're combining two different sets of children and trying to create one love, one peace, strong unity. And as the young lady was talking to me, I noticed that a lot of people struggle with this. And like I say, I love to talk about myself because people are so tender with truth in certain situations, and they feel like when you hit a thing, you're talking about them. So that's why I talk about me. So if it enlightens you and it can help you, then, amen to that. Well, number one, I think about when I decided that I wanted to get married. I came with 3 kids that wasn't his. And he had a child that was coming with him as well, but he had other children. Well, during my courtship, during my dating time, I didn't just focus on dating the man because I understood that it's not just him, okay? And so because it wasn't just him, he came with something, I had to evaluate whether I had enough love, compassion, and patience to receive a child that wasn't mine. Was I willing to be loving? Was I willing to be selfless? Was I willing to look at him as mine? I don't believe in the word step at all, because to me, that's the beginning of division. I always tell people, if you know you are a selfish person versus a selfless person, don't be nobody's stepfather and don't be nobody's stepmother, because what you will do is you will F up their life. And so a lot of questions a lot of people ask, or they talk about, how do you get the children that's not yours to respect you? Now, this live might take a little minute because I want people to get understanding, because some kids come from different walks of life. Some kids come from different teachings, okay? And some come from bad situations as well. So when that is the case, you got to evaluate all of that. A lot of times that I see a lot of people that complain, is when it's time to discipline the child. And the parent that shares the blood with them sort of make the parent that's not sharing blood with them but trying to become who they need to be in the child's life. When it's time to discipline, the first thing that goes wrong in a lot of blending families, this is my child. So when the moment you say, you ain't his mama, you ain't his daddy, that right there will become a big disaster. The moment a child here, you disagree or you don't respect the other parents' decisions, and you disrespect them in their face, that makes the children disrespect the person too. And so because I'm a female, so more women come to me than men, but I've seen women miss out on amazing men because they didn't have control over their children. And then I seen men miss out on amazing women because they couldn't control their children. And the beginning of control is the children have to see that no matter what, they're not going to come against your bond. The children have to see that y'all respect and y'all love each other no matter what, okay? And so when you make that understood and you showing them that coming to me is just like coming to him and coming to him is just like coming to me, then the children will recognize that they can't come between it. But the moment you show disagreement in front of the child, they're going to feel like they don't have to respect that person either. When you do disrespectful things, pertaining to who you're with in front of the child, that'll start making them be disrespectful too, and making them become unruly. And then it's so hard for the parent that's not really the blood parent to try to love on them simply because they feel like they don't have the parent that shares the DNA with them. They don't have their back. And so it be silence, it be suffering in silence. Like you want to say something, but you want to keep the peace. You have some people that when you see something wrong or you try to discipline or give you an insight, the moment you tell your spouse or whoever you're thinking about becoming one with, this is my child, that is the moment that person is going to shut down. Okay. And then when they shut down, they get to the point where they don't care. And then when you don't care, that just open up another door for more foolishness. And when you have children and you becoming blended, you and the person you decide to be with have to constantly talk to your children. Show your love for that person. Profess your love, not the love when they're in your face, but do you respect them when nobody else is around? Understand, do you bring that person honor? And because the children are already battling with it, especially when you're sharing custody, okay? When you're sharing custody, it can get a little crazy because some people don't forgive. Some people don't let go. And so when they get the child over to their house, I've seen it for years where the parent that's no longer with whoever you're with, when the kids come over and telling the situation, kids will lie, kids will manipulate. And so you have to be prayerful and not use your emotion in your heart. And so when children know they could play both sides, the other parent, when you're going over to your mama, your daddy's house for the weekend, and of course, everybody don't have mature parents. So the first thing they want to know, oh, Kiara, I'll tell you about that. I experienced something like that. I'm going to tell you about that. But, some people have messy mamas and daddies, right? So the first thing, what your stepmama, what your stepdaddy doing, what that nigga, So instead of them saying, I see, being positive, you're looking for something negative. And so they'll leave from going to visit them on the weekend and coming back over there acting crazy because you're talking crazy. You understand? You not standing up for your spouse. Understand? And it's none of the children business how it was done and how it was got, because a lot of grown people discuss stuff with children like they're their age. So it's no respect and it's no peace. I had someone on this live just ask me this question, and I want to share it with you guys. She said, should you keep your kid away from the biological family if they don't respect the fact that there is a step parent involved? Example, that's my stepmom or dad, but the biological family may say that isn't your stepmom or dad and you only got one. Now, it's crazy. One of the things that a lot of people ask me when I got my divorce, what broke the camel's back? This is one of the things that broke it. Even though my kid's father wasn't the father that he should be in their life, I never denied them seeing their father, because at the end of the day, my mother didn't deny me seeing my father. And I didn't want to be told, well, you ain't let me see my daddy. So he would have he had sisters and his mom, like they wanted to see my kids, and I would let them go. Well, every time I would let my kids go to her, to their biological family house, my husband at the time would leave. He would pack his stuff and he would leave me just because I wouldn't deny my kids their family. At the end of the day, they're going to want to know who their people are. Now, what I do is, and what I did do, it was some in-laws be like, she ain't none of your mama. But see, I was good and I showed love. So my goodness and my love overpowered the foolishness. So I allowed God to fix it. And what I mean by fix it, my boy just desired to be with me instead of wanting to go around them, because even though they was talking about me like a dog, he knew that I showed him love. So my kids was shut down because they got tired of seeing me have to go through arguments, my ex leaving me just because they wanted to see their father or they wanted to see their auntie and their grandmothers. And my kids will be struggling and wrestling. And I didn't think that was fair for my kids to feel like that they have to pick between what I chose to do. I chose to get married again, but I chose their father. So at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do. And so that was one of the reasons why I walked away. And I had to understand the reason why my ex didn't understand that it was very important for my kids to still know their father, regardless of anything. His father wasn't in his life. So a lot of times people don't understand certain behaviors or certain decisions because they were left hanging. I often talk a lot on these lives based on, the things that we are taught, the things that hurt us from our parents is a lot of our behavior. And if we don't acknowledge it and get help from it, it spills over to the children. I used to ask my exes, I'd be like, when they meet good women, I'd be like, keep her. But they ain't want women that would want to get the children and want this and that. I can't help and be bitter and be against that they have somebody else that they like. Like, I'm not hating on that. If they could finally settle down and want to do what's right and have a new mindset, I'm going to respect that. And then at the same time, I'm going to, whoever the full-time parent is, the full-time parent need to always enforce love, respect, honor, and peace. And so, regardless of what the absent parent wasn't doing, I wouldn't say, I see people doing this. Now, you already know your baby daddy's sorry or the baby mama ain't no good. Sorry, right? And the child might say, I want these sneakers. Where a lot of people go wrong, guess what they'll say? Call your daddy. He over there helping plan. Call your mama. When you already know the daddy ain't shit and the mama ain't shit. Okay? That absent parent. So why would you hurt that child to be hurt when you already know that the daddy not going to do what the mother not going to do? It's not going to change their love for that parent. I don't care if she smoked dope. I don't care if she's a stripper. I don't care if she's a prostitute. I don't care if she never done. They're going to love that absent parent. But that absent parent must respect and honor the rules in the household. Most of the times when children go to the absent parent house, that's where they break their virginity at. That's where they smoke their first blunt at. That's where they get opportunity to sell dope at. Like all the bad that you tried your best to keep them from. We already know the absent parent gonna allow so much because of guilt. And they might have not been there to help, guide and parent. So they just happy that the child is talking to them. So they start treating the child like, brothers and sisters. But at the same time, not only that, you have to make sure you connect with somebody that love your children for real and not just you. It's so many men and women that are right with a person loving them. My stepmother, she didn't receive us. She didn't like us like that. And so I thank God that my mother was still involved in my life. But I think about, what if my daddy had to get custody and I didn't have a mother at all? I think I'll be real effed up, because She just didn't have that love for us. And it was just it. And he didn't stand up for us. And how I got affected by that was I found myself only desiring men that can protect us because I felt like he failed at protecting me. You understand? And so many people play the part until they get the part. And so if you know that you are selfish, if you know that you're immature, if you know you just don't have time, don't just fool yourself thinking you just going to be with that man or that woman. If he come with kids or she come with kids, they're going to be a part of your life. It's so many people that have grown up and they tell these stories about how these step parents either beat the hell out of them, molested them, raped them, and the parent stayed with them because they didn't want to be alone. So they accepted the man or the woman not accepting their children. That caused a mess. Whenever you date somebody with kids, you got to date those kids. You got to ask yourself, can you handle that? You got to get to know the mom, the absent mother, the absent father. And yes, I understand, y'all, it's not always easy. It's not. But it takes much prayer and great work. But when y'all stick together as one and respect each other when they're not around, not in their face, but not around. Understand? Because we already know a lot of flirting go on when it's somebody from the past. You know, mama or daddy still want to show who they ex. They still got a little bit and they'll show the little children. You know, I still got it and he still want me. He still flirt. But you got to cross them lines. Because don't cross those lines. Because the moment you cross those lines, children see. So when they see you ain't respecting mama when you dropping those children off, or you not respecting daddy when baby daddy come and get the children, guess what? Eventually the kids gonna stop respecting who you supposed to be respecting and loving and honor. And I do believe that I met a woman that met a man that she had 5 kids and he had 5 kids. And y'all should see what was built out of that. But the only reason why so much was built, so much money was made, they got an amazing family business, everybody is flourishing, because she said, I didn't believe in step. And he showed them that he was worthy of being a father. And I showed his kids I was worthy of being a mother. But if you know you don't like children for real, if you know you just not with it, don't connect with nobody that have kids. And then, y'all, I know you might have been raising your child and then you let that person whom you love come in. You have to make sure that child don't just respect you. You have to make sure that child respects who you chose to love, regardless of what the absent parent think of them. And when you start drawing those lines and you show respect, they can cordially get along and do what's best and make grown decisions concerning the children. But where there's no respect, where there's no honor, it's not going to work. And so many people just want to love the man or the woman and don't want to receive their kids. I tell anybody, my kids are grown, but I am very present in their life. I do know what come first. It's Big Daddy, and then it'll be the man that I choose. I have to honor, but at the same time, he will have to know that I love my children. And I see a lot of separation where children don't feel like they can go to the parent that they don't share DNA with. And it's always, ask your daddy. Ask your mama. No, if we're one, my one decision should be trusted, and it should be that. And when it comes to buying things, I don't even know why I was going this way, because I was about to try to get off this live. But when it comes to buying things, my thing is this. In my house, everybody wore Jordans. In my house, everybody wore Polo. I wasn't going to buy the bonus children something that I wouldn't buy my own. I see that a whole lot. I'm not going to go to Payless for mine and then go to Belts for his. No. What I did, I bought 2 of everything. With my boys, I bought 2 of everything. And they used to always fuss and say, Mom, we sick of dressing alike. The reason why I made them dress as if they were twins was I didn't want them to feel like I showed partiality. Because when you do that, you will make them as brothers and sisters hate each other. If one guy went to the salon to get their hair braided, everybody went their hair braided. When I introduced them, I didn't say, oh, this is my stepson. These are my children. And so that matters. And I pray that this can just make some people think, and it force you to grow up. That's what sometimes truths do. It force you to grow up. But at the same time now, I didn't allow negativity from the outside affect what was going on in the inside. I didn't. But I was with a spouse that just didn't want the family to be shared. And so that caused a little rift, in which I just couldn't do it anymore, because at the end of the day, my curiosities of my family that was down here in Georgia, my mother didn't get in the way of me finding out different things about my father, my grandmother, his father, things like that. Kids be wanting to know what they come from, and it helps them. You can care less, but they need to know. And so when you thinking about being in somebody's life that has children already, and you know they're going to come with children, you got to count the cost. It takes great respect. It takes great honor, and it takes great love. But most of all, you got to be selfless and mature, and not selfish and immature. I love you guys. Have an amazing afternoon. Mwah.